Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, September 8th. It is 6:20 right now. Market's going to open in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we can get started with our session for this morning. So I think there were some news events that happened today. We have Powell speaking today as well. So we'll see how that goes. And we'll try to take it easy as the market reacts to the news release from this morning. So let me go ahead and finish setting everything up here real quick. Shouldn't take too long. Couple more things over here. And we should be good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. So, go. All right. Looks like we're good to go. So let me get this link sent out to the rest of the group here. I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in. Looks like Telegram's having some issues. I'm going to refresh that. All right, cool. So good morning, everybody. I'll give it a few minutes for people to make their way in. It's currently 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So looks like people are still making their way in. As people join, I'm going to go ahead and mark up the areas where the K2 SR zones are sitting. So it shouldn't take too long. And so as you guys can see, price pushed down a lot. There's news this morning, so I'll mark that up as well. Just want to get this over with so that we can identify where zones are currently sitting. All right, solid. So we have these zones over here marked up. You can go ahead and take a look. Thanks, Peter. Yeah, Peter said Powell is speaking right now, so that's probably why price is dumping so heavily. Yeah, he's currently speaking right now at the moment, so we'll leave this up. Thanks, Peter, for that link. So, all right, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, September 8th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open shortly. As you can see, Powell is speaking, so price is dropping heavily right now. Not sure what he's discussing, but we'll see shortly. Or we'll take a look at it to see, what's going on right now in the market. Let's see who's here so far. Scroll up real quick. Morning, Stern. Morning, Peter. Morning, Marco. Morning, Patricia. Morning, David. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Jeff. Morning, everybody. So let's check the other news real quick. So for this morning right here on Thursday, September 6th, we had news at 5:30. It was unemployment claims. Positive news. So let me go ahead and mark that up real quick here on the chart. 5:30. And you can see how the market moved. Market did the complete opposite. It was positive news, but the market moved total opposite way. So we might see a correction on open. So 5:30 a.m. US news. Positive. And then we had Powell starting to speak right here at 6:10. So at 6:10 right here, we've got Powell speaking. Powell started speaking right here at 6:10. Not too much has happened actually. So let me see. This was 6:10. US news. All right, so price actually hasn't moved too much since Powell spoke. This drop over here happened due to the previous news earlier. Let's see if there's anything else for today. We have news at 7:30 and 8. So I'm going to mark that up as well. News over here at 7:30 and news at 8 o'clock. So, all right, looking over here, this is pretty much what we got on the chart so far. Nothing too crazy. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. So we'll see as price moves along. My guess is that price is going to correct back up. So I think price will probably consolidate for a bit here, probably push back up. This is going to be target price on open. Target price for today is going to be up here, news price, because price never came back and retested. So we'll see where price goes. But for now, those are the two price structures to look for. Let's see who else is here. Morning, Matt. Morning, Karen. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. Let me take a look at the overall bias for today. So looking over here at sentiment is pretty neutral. It's currently 51% long. So it's flat neutral right now. There's no real bias at all with regard to retail sentiment. So price can really go either way, up or down. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently down 147 points. So with that said, we have a neutral to bearish bias for the long term. Looking over here on the short term, we have a bearish bias as well. Reason for that is because the trend meter is red, pivots are angling down, red pivots over green pivot. So this is going to indicate that price is in a neutral to bearish bias. Short-term bias is bearish. And you can see here, price is coming up to test the news price right here, which I've already drawn up. That's going to be our first price structure. Market is opening shortly in about 3 minutes. So we'll see where this goes. But I think at the moment, price will just go sideways until coming back to retest the structure right here and ultimately testing the structure up here as well. So just keep in mind, price can go anywhere today. There's no bias. So with that said, the K2SR rejection can go in either direction. It's going to be a bit difficult to look for entries because we have all of the zones up here. So we have all the sessions up here. We don't want to trade around this area right here. We also have news up there. We also don't want to trade right here because we have a sessions. And then lastly, the news price down here as well. So I'll have to keep a lookout. But this will be the first price structure to identify price test. Right here at 6:10 when Powell started speaking. Eunice said the dump may be because of the rate hike of ECB. Yeah, no, and I agree too, Eunice. I saw that news earlier. It was high impact. So we did have that news earlier, ECB. Press conference here at 5:45. And that affects the US market as well. Even though it's European news, it does affect the US market as well. So we'll see where that goes. Anyways, market is opening in about 30 seconds. So the market does open shortly. We'll see where this goes. Price is doing exactly what we anticipated. I mentioned price will probably consolidate until open. And that's exactly what's happening right here as price starts to swing to the upside. Some of the market areas of liquidity here. And you guys can see that there is a lot of liquidity on the top side, right? So when price does swing up, keep in mind that there's a ton of liquidity sitting here on the top side. All right, so there we go. This price starts to drop below. I wouldn't chase it because this can easily be a fake out. Price can swing right back up to test this area right here, which is news price. Or it can touch. So there's two areas of price structure here. So price will either come down and touch the sessions here, or it'll come up to test the news price right there. Just keep in mind that when price reaches these areas, this will be an area of high manipulation. So just keep, like, once price touches here or price touches here, price can go either way. Price will do one of two things. If price comes below here, it'll either bounce off here or continue dropping. So I wouldn't recommend chasing it because you really have no idea where price is going. We have no real overall bias for today, aside from the fundamentals. But the fundamentals can easily shift at any moment. So let me just go and refresh this. Fundamentals are currently down 240 points. Looking over here at the heat map, we'll refresh this as well. Heat map is a bit mixed for right now. So as you guys can see, price is coming back up. It tested the sessions right here. And one of two things can happen. Price will either keep dropping or price will come up and fake out. So just be patient, guys. Wait for the market to provide a confirmation of direction. Once it confirms the direction, then you can start looking for entries. But at the moment, we should probably hold off. All right. So let's see as price continues to move along here. You can see that price is still testing the sessions right there, right? So look where price is wicking off. This green candle wicked directly off these sessions right here. This is why you don't want to take trades around the sessions, because you can be easily caught in a trap. Because at this place, you really don't know if price is going to fake out and swing right back up to test this area, or if price is going to continue dropping and drop down further. So just be patient. Don't trade at any of these horizontal lines. So don't trade at this red line. Don't trade at this pink line. Don't trade at this purple line. Don't trade at this green line. Don't trade at any of these lines that are crossing across the chart, because these are high areas of manipulation. Brian's asking, how do you feel about wicks appearing on MT4 but not on TradingView? I don't care what shows up on MT4, Brian. I look at TradingView only. So MT4 is just for executing the trades. I don't really care about the data on there. I go specifically off of TradingView. So I don't necessarily look at MT4 at all. Unless you're trading on MT4. So if you're doing your charting on MT4, then yeah, it makes sense. But you're charting on the on TradingView. So I don't look at the candles at all on there. Hey Ross, morning. All right, so there's still nothing going on here, as you guys can see. This is a clear example as to why you shouldn't trade at the sessions, because you can see price came below, faked out, came back up, faked out, came right back down. And this could either continue down or it could be another fake out. So just keep that in mind. Hey, Seuss, morning. All right, so let me go ahead and just take this stuff off real quick, clean it up. You guys can see it better. All right, so price is still bouncing around this area here. No clear direction. All right, so we'll see here what happens next. Yeah, exactly. So Patrick's 100% on point. So Patrick said, Brian, I asked the same question a while back and Sean's answer made perfect sense. All KT strategies were built and back tested on TradingView to establish the win rate. So that's why we focus only on TradingView with regard to our charting. MT4, I know the candles will look different sometimes, but it doesn't really matter because we can do any testing on MT4. So it wouldn't make a difference whether the candles on MT4 look different versus TradingView. If the candle doesn't show up proper on TradingView, then it can't be used. If that makes sense, Brian. All right, so here's price. Price is still not doing anything. As you guys can see, price is still right at the sessions. It faked out a whole bunch of times. So if you look at this initial candle, price dropped and closed below this London high right here, faked out, came back up, faked out, came back down, faked out, came back up, faked out one more time, and price is now coming back down. So as you guys can see, there's not really much direction here. If you were to draw an area right here, price is really just ranging within the session right there. So until price breaks out of this area, like really actually breaks out, then there's really no direction at the moment. Hey, Slava, morning. So as you guys can see, price is really just going back and forth this moment. It's not necessarily going past it above or past it below. So you really want to wait, because the last thing you want to do is enter a sell, and then price breaks above here, retest, and pushes up further, right? And that's probably what's going to happen at some point. Looks like it's charging up to identify where the retail traders are sitting right now. Looking over here at sentiment, sentiment is currently 51% long. So we'll see. Where this goes. 52% long. So Powell's still speaking right now. So with Powell speaking, I think this is what's causing the consolidation right here. It has a lot to do with it because a lot of people are just not on the market, right? Typically when Powell speaks, there's a lot of people who are gambling in the market. Powell's been speaking for a while now, for about, let's see, Powell started speaking right here at 6:10. So he's been speaking for about 30 minutes now, and there hasn't been much movement. Since Powell spoke, it's only moved about 1,000 pips. Price is not correcting back up. It seems like a lot of people are just sitting out the market until he's done speaking. And as you can see, price comes back up, retest that sessions right there. But no real push. So just be patient, guys, and wait for price to actually move. I'm probably going to wait for it to actually push above, retest, and push up to the next structure. So price pushes up high like this, then I'll start looking for some buys. Vice versa, if price continues to push lower, for that retest and drop pretty far down, then I'll start looking for some sells. But at the moment, we just don't have any direction. Let's see, Brian said just speculation, but on the 4-hour time frame, it looks like US30 due for a bit of a drop. Yeah, let's take a look. So let's go over here real quick on the clean chart. Yeah, no, I can see that. I mean, it looks like price is in consolidation here as well. Right. So it looks like price is in consolidation over here as well on the 4-hour. Once it breaks out of that area, then yeah, possibly. Or it can correct back up, because it's just bouncing between this area. If you measure the time, it's been bouncing between here for about 9 days now. So for 9 days, price hasn't done much here on the 4-hour. If it does break below here, then see price range for this. Let's measure from here. Yeah, about like 8,000 pips to meet the low over here. So yeah, no, possibly. But here on the 4-hour, it does look like it's also ranging as it goes sideways. Go back and redraw the areas of liquidity here. Yeah, I think overall there just isn't really too much movement. A lot of back and forth. You can actually see it here better. So here on the 1 minute, you can see where price is ranging from, because it's already created a range, it's established it. So the range is right here. It's the same range that I drew earlier on our chart markup. Yeah, basically that area right there. So I already drew it earlier. And as you can see, price is attempting to make its way down. So volatility is starting to pick up a little bit here. Not a lot, but it is picking up a little bit. It's still within the range though. So within this area here. What I would be looking for is for a price squeeze. So as you can see, it's creating a new low right here. So as it creates another low, price will continue to squeeze tighter and tighter. See where it goes from here. Let's see. Peter sent me a link right here. Peter said Dow drops 200 points as market sell-off returns on new Powell inflation fighting comments. Okay, so right here, there's breaking news from CNBC. It says the Dow drops 200 points as market sell-off returns on new Powell inflation comments. Obviously, you know, inflation is going up. We're going to a recession, whether we like it or not. Powell's just trying to soften the blow. So with that said, I think the market's going to do opposite. It's going to push up. So here we go. Price starts to push right back up. So it's doing exactly what we anticipated. So look how price is pushing up right here. Structure is going to be right here. This is going to be price structure for the push. Let's see if there's. I don't recommend chasing it, but this is going to be price structure right here that I anticipate price to likely test. Oh yeah, I forgot to mark the opening price. Thanks, Maddie. Opening price was right there. So that was actually the first price structure. Right there. There we go. As price wicks directly off the pink line. So price did reach its target. Next price structure is going to be the sessions right here. Yeah, news price is right here, Brian. Same pink line that's been there for the past, 15 minutes or so. Or it's been here since like 6:10. I marked it up on open though, so that's 6:10. So as you can see, price came exactly to where we anticipated. That was news price right there. Price is pushing up higher. This is going to be the next target area, the Asia low. I don't necessarily recommend, chasing it. You see how far the push is right here. But I do see it pushing up quite a bit. It's a bit overextended though, so I'd probably just wait a bit. Here's the areas of liquidity, so you guys can see where price hit. I already drew these lines earlier. Price is pretty much hitting all levels right now. There, right there, and right there. Next level is going to be up there near the sessions. But again, I wouldn't recommend chasing it, guys, because price did overextend right here. It pushed up about 1,600 pips. So it's way overextended right now. I'd wait for a retracement and continuation possibly. I was hoping there was gonna be more movement today. With Powell speaking. So yeah, Powell is still speaking right now. So Eunice said my MC4 chart looks quite different from TradingView. Does anyone have the same? Looks the same on mine. Or actually, no, there's like one candle that's like, there's a couple candles that are off. Like these most recent candles right here, Eunice. It's a couple of them are red. Yeah, Brian said that TradingView is lagging. Yeah, it looks like it's lagging a lot. So you guys want to be careful and not chase these trades here, obviously, because obvious reasons, price is not necessarily moving at the same rate. Looks like it's starting to move the same rate now, but it's still moving kind of slow. This typically happens when you get these random spikes in price, but it wouldn't really affect us because we don't really chase these trades anyways. Price is coming back down. So one of two things are going to happen here. Price is likely to come down and retest the news price right here. And then from there, the next target price is going to be here or back below to opening price right here. This is why I tell you guys not to chase any trades, because if you guys chase them, you can get caught in some pretty nasty drawdown, especially if it's been overextended. So as I mentioned earlier, price is pretty overextended. It was pushed up about 2,000 pips. Now it's retracing right here. This is fine because this is what we want to see. Price is retracing down slightly before it either continues to push or it goes the other way. So just give it some time. Price is coming down right here, testing this pink line. And then once it tests this pink line, there's two things to look out for. Price will either bounce off this price structure or it'll continue dropping lower from here. All right. So here goes price. Test the news price. You can see where it came down right here. This red candle over here came down and rejected directly off that pink line. Same with this following candle here. Price tried to fake out below and then it swung right back up. So two different scenarios that can play out here. Price will either bounce right off it or it's going to come below and, obviously test the next structure. But you guys can see exactly where price is rejecting from, right? So always keep these horizontal lines in mind. They're not randomly placed there. They're placed there for a reason, to identify these areas of manipulation. So just wait for price push away and then possible entry as price moves along. So what I'm looking for here is I'm possibly looking for price to push up like it's doing right here. So we're projecting directly off the pink line right here. Looking for it to push up. If I'm looking for an SR entry, I'm looking for price push up slightly and reject off this structure here and continue dropping. That's like one scenario. The other scenario is that price pushes up higher and breaks into the new structure above here. So let me go over here real quick and identify if the zones have updated. That's going to be key. Zones look fine. So let me go and update these high lows here because price is obviously in another range. So price just pushed above and then now it's back into consolidation. So let me go over here real quick. This right there. So another area of consolidation where price is currently at. All right, so if price starts to shift above like how it is right now, the bias is changing. So you can see the trend meter down here is turning green. With it turning green, we can't look for any more sells, right? It's going to be shifting. Yeah, Dijon said it's swinging from session to sessions. Yeah, swinging it to the next sessions. I agree. So the next target price point is going to be right here. It's just really figuring out when it's going to actually push, right? Because realistically, it's just going sideways right here. So here's the range that I drew on the green chart. Just going sideways around this area. It seems like whenever Powell announces something, I mean, he hasn't announced anything yet, or if CNBC announces something. So CNBC announced this, and when they announced this, price shot all the way up, right? So that's something to keep an eye out for. Whenever you guys are looking for news events to trade off, I would personally trade off CNBC rather than actual economic news, right? If CNBC says that Dow is dropping, Dow is probably going to go up. If they say if CNBC says that Dow is going up, then it's probably going to drop. So yeah, the CNBC indicator played out perfect. Which link are you looking for, Seth? The CNBC one? Gotcha. There you go. Wait, are you talking about this right here? Or are you looking for a different one? I think on the other day I sent you like another article. Oh, you can just go to cnbc.com. Like all the breaking news is going to be on here. Seth. So if you go to cnbc.com, whenever there's breaking news, I usually just have it on. So like right here, you can see breaking news. It'll come up on the top right here, and then you'll just click on it. And then if they say price is going to go up, I typically do the opposite. I'll sell. If they say price is going down, I'll do the opposite and buy. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Brian said heat map is hella red, probably gonna double top for me. Yeah, Seth said I just never saved any liberal media outlets. That's all. Yeah, no, I never listened to CNBC's news. I mean, I did in the past and I lost trades. So I'm like, crap. If I'm losing trades listening to CNBC, I should just do the opposite. It's the same way that I identify retail sentiment, right? If everyone's buying, I'm gonna do the opposite and sell. If CNBC's telling us that we should buy, I'm gonna do the opposite and sell as well. You know, all these companies are owned by like market makers, and everybody knows that. But ironically, people still follow the news. Peter said, whatever you do, never look at or watch CNN, pure trash. Yeah, I never watch CNN. I mean, the only time I watch CNN is like when there's actual breaking news, like stuff going on, because they do have like good video and commentary and stuff. Like if war is going on and stuff, I'll watch CNN, but I don't necessarily watch it for actual news. I mean, I don't really watch news at all, honestly. I watch local news because I like to watch car chases and stuff like that. But I don't watch any other news. Yeah, it's probably different out there in Canada, Peter. But if you live here in LA, you see crazy stuff on the news all the time, like local news. You know, bank robberies, car chases, shootings, all that stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, Peter said LA has nice car chases. I know it's crazy because when I was little, I used to live in like in a ghetto neighborhood, and you would like watch the car chases on TV, and you'd actually see the car chases like pass through your neighborhood and stuff. Yeah, the helicopter cameras are cool too. I like to watch car chases and bank robberies. Yeah, that was our childhood here in LA. Yeah, Rick says nothing beats KTLA. I know, right? Doesn't matter when you watch KTLA. You can watch it in the morning, watch it at night. There's always something going on. All right, so the price is not doing anything right now, guys. You know, I'm not off focus. I'm still looking at the charts here. Here's a mark cleanup. The cleanup chart, I mean, with the markups, it's just necessarily just going sideways. Same zone that I drew earlier, nothing going on here. Here is the actual markup chart. Nothing going on here either. It's just ranging between these highs and these lows right here. Seth said, I know you've seen you, Sean. New car chases, LOL. News car chases. Yeah, no, definitely. All right, Peter said Powell finished talking. Thanks, Peter, for the update. So Powell is trying to think if this is live. Oh, it is live, or I think it is. All right, so Powell's done. All right, perfect. So Powell is now done. We can expect price to actually move now. We actually have news coming up at 7, I believe, right? Or 7:30. Yeah, we do have news coming up here at 7:30. Here as price pushes up, it's gonna next target price is probably gonna be the sessions right there. This price continues to push up higher. Let's see where it goes. So the trend meter is turning green. Price is at this price structure right here. So it looks like the trend is starting to shift to the upside, which is understandable. It's breaking out of the range right here. This was a range that price was currently in, and price is now pushing up. Next price structure that it's looking to reach is going to be the sessions right there. So let's see what I'm looking for over here. All right. So we don't really have a direction still, guys. Price is still pushing around as we speak. But again, there's not necessarily any clear direction here where price is necessarily looking to go. But you can see that the trend meter here is green. So it is attempting to push to the upside, or it's starting to shift. Broke out of the range right here. It looks like there was a fake out. You have a new zone below here. I don't know if price will ever make its way back down. We do have news coming up at 7:30 though, so not really much from now until then, but at some point we'll probably expect price to, obviously push. So just a matter of patience, guys. I mean, I'm still waiting for something here to come up. There's nothing for us to really take at the moment. I mean, who knows? Price might come back up or it might come back down. Let's see where this goes here. So price might come down and test the pivots. That's what it looks like it's doing. It might come down for a retest of the pivots, and then from there, it might continue pushing up. Because the pivots here they still haven't shifted yet, but they are attempting to. So it looks like if price just continues to move sideways, the pivots will catch up to the price. Or if price decides to come down and price decides to reject off the pivots, that could be another scenario there, right? So just got to keep watching, see where price goes. I mean, either way, price is going to test the pivots, but you can see the trend meter here starting to shift. So I think price is starting to make its way to the upside. Let me see how far is it from this. It's about 600 pips from sessions. You can take a look at sentiment. So as you guys can see right here, sentiment's starting to change slightly. It's currently at 53% long. So we will see how this affects the market here. Oops. So I need to have a speculative move running. So that's why you guys heard it click there. I moved my stop loss in profit. My trailing stop wasn't on. I'm trying to ride this up to the next sessions. See where it's at. Yeah, so I'm trying to reach to this point right here. So I just, when price started pushing below here, I started trailing it up. Because I do think price is going to come up. Target price is going to be right here. Sessions. No wonder my trailing stop wasn't on. Oh, that's what screwed me earlier. All right, so let's see where price goes from here. Yeah, pulled me on profit. Whack. All right, so I tried to take a speculative trade here when price came below, because the target price point is going to be around this area. As I mentioned, I'm taking trades behind the scenes, guys. These trades are not going to count as official trades, but I'm taking some trades here behind the scenes off the analysis, because I do think price is going to push it to this point. Main reason I was thinking that it was going to happen is because the trend meter here started turning green. The pivots over here also shifted, or they are shifting from bearish to bullish. So I took a buy down here when price was coming below. I gave it enough space for my stop loss to give it some cushion right there, 300 pips. So if it came down, it would probably bounce off the sessions. I wrote it up to this point here. I moved my stop loss in profit. And then as price pulled back right here, it stopped me on profit for like 400 bucks. So nothing crazy. Small profit there. Yeah, Peter said, I hope it doesn't whipsaw all day. Man, I should have just pulled out. I was in profit like almost 3,000 when it pushed up here. So let's see how much should I get. Enter around this low point. Yeah, price pushed up about 460 pips. So I was in profit almost 4,000 right there. Spread is kind of wide. It's at 190. So I typically was probably below that around 400 pips. So I did see that my profit did reach close to 4,000, and then I moved my stop loss in profit. It didn't trail, obviously. Then pulled me out at 470. So that trade is not going to count. We're only counting official trades, obviously. If you guys remembered, we're only applying the K2SR rejection entries. So until we get one of those, there's not going to be any official entries. That's kind of why I'm wanting it to reach this point, because if price reaches this point up here, it can reject off this SR zone and possibly push up at least 100 pips from there. But until then, there's nothing for us to take. Otherwise, market is just moving back and forth the entire day. So as you can see, here's the zone that I drew earlier. Price pushed above, faked out right here, pulled right back into the zone. A slow day. I was hoping that today, because Powell's speaking, price would move around a bit more. But as you can see, we're still in the summer market conditions, guys. There's no clear direction here. Typically, when market opens at 6 o'clock, it's going to keep moving one direction. Market opened right here at 6:30. And we haven't really seen much. This is where market opened right here. Price kind of consolidated a bit, pushed up back into consolidation. Like literally no direction for the day. Anyways, price drops lower. Looks like price might be coming down to test the opening price. Let's see how far is it from there. About 200 pips or so. So I'm also trailing this right here. Stop that in profit again, only made 710. It's not good. So I'm entering these trades, guys, off my analysis. So basically, here's like a simplified way of identifying what I'm looking at here. So I'm going based off the momentum signals here, right? Because price is pretty much bouncing from structure to structure. So when I see price break structure, if I see certain things in the market, like if I think price is going one direction or the other, then I'm pretty much taking these speculative trades and pretty much just letting my trailing stop. My first trade, I didn't have a trailing stop. Unfortunately, it screwed me over. My second one, I had a trailing stop, or I had to move my trailing stop. I made 470. And then this one, I just took another one. I made 710 off it. So, I mean, it's not a lot of profit, but it's kind of just like, I'm basically just like scooping up profits here and there as price continues to move along. Because price pretty much did what I anticipated right here. As price dropped below, we had a sell signal, push down to the next price level right there. So if price was to break and close below here, then I would probably anticipate it to test the next sessions right here. Because if you guys look at where price is going, so check this out. We have a buy signal right here, right? Buy signal right here, push up to the next structure. Once price broke and closed above here, where it pushed to the next structure right here, right? Price swung below, sell signal, push to this structure, broke below here, push to the next structure right here. So price is really just pushing from structure to structure, whether it be a K2SR zone or whether it be one of the sessions or moose price, etc. So if you want to take these speculative trades, or if you guys kind of can understand my analysis here, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm taking trades here and then I'm just writing them to the next structure, not necessarily with a TP. I'm writing them with a trailing stop, and the trailing stop is really tight. It's at 100 pips. So I almost get pushed to break even every single trade. It's a risky way of trading, but you know, that's how you'll see a lot of people in the group make a ton of profits. Like if you see someone like the people who are making like a bunch of trades, like Sisu basically in some of his trades. Let's see, some profits here from Patricia. She said, done for today unless something really good comes up. She locked in a total profit of 2,575 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. But just a reminder, guys, so those speculative trades that I'm taking, they're not going to count as official entries because they're not official entries, right? They're just speculative trades. They're just for my own convenience. But until we get something official, we're not going to count any of the trades. So one thing that we can look out for here is if we start to get an SR entry at some point down the line. It looks like we might get one here as new zones are coming up. But let's see what other profits you guys posted so far. So Al over here locked in a total profit of 803 for the day. Looks like he's taking some trades off analysis as well. Nice work right there, Al. Seth over here currently down, unfortunately. He's down about 6,000. It's a little drop in the bucket compared to what he's been making, so it's no big deal. Yeah, he said, Seth said, not the best start, but we'll recover. Trying to be transparent. Losses are part of the game. Yeah, no, exactly. And that's the key thing, guys. The thing that you guys need to keep in mind is that losses happen in the game. But the main thing is that you guys are able to, you know, bounce back from it. So see where this goes. Dell over here as well. He's currently up 524 for the day. Nice work, Dell. And then Dijon over here currently up 328 for the day. So not bad, Dijon. All right, price is pushing back up right here, but realistically, price is still within the range. So the same range that I drew right here, you guys can see the fake out. I didn't touch this range for like the past hour or so. Price was been going sideways, broke above, faked out, came below, faked out, came right back up, and it's right back into the range. It's got to wait for some sort of confirmation here for us to take an entry. But again, guys, there's no official entries at the moment. So don't be worried if you guys are, if you guys feel like you're missing out on trades, you know, just wait for something official because there's nothing available at the moment. And MFF is still screwing up. I thought MFF was better because I didn't have any issues for the past couple of days, but I'm looking at my trades for right now, those speculative trades that I took. My FTMO, I'm in profit on those last two trades. MFF gave me losses again, no surprise. Yeah, it's annoying. I don't know. I don't know if MFF is going to get any better anytime soon. I mean, I'm still positive on these accounts, but if it keeps happening, it's going to eat into my profits. So like for the first trade, I lost 590 on my MFF, but on my FTMO, I made 470. I feel like it's always off by like a lot of pips. It is what it is. I might try out TFF again. But we'll see. I mean, MFF's just been kind of, they've been like super off for like the past 2 months now. It's starting to get on my nerves because well, the past couple of days they've been good, and then they're I don't know, today they're not doing so good again. I don't know if it's because of slippage, because I mean, of course it's slippage. If you ever ask MFF if there's any problems with your trade, they'll always blame slippage. That's always going to be the issue. Slippage, but you know it's their execution times. Yeah, but you should go for it. Yeah, no, I might eventually. Just have to see. But the main thing is that my FTMOs are good. So my FTMOs are fine. That's the good thing. The only bad thing is that MFF is still not executing on time. Yeah, Mark over here said MFF executes about 2 seconds behind FTMO from what I noticed. Yeah, and I agree with you 100%, Marco. Because I'm making profits on like all my FTMOs. The only accounts that I'm having issues with are the MFFs. So, I mean, they're kind of making it impossible for you to scalp. Peter said, worth watching. Let's see. So that company came up as a scam in the beginning, Peter. So I still don't trust that company. And this guy is like not always on point either with what he's interviewing on. We used to like watch his videos before. The CSIC knows what I'm talking about. It's your boy CSIC, this guy. So that the fund and trader that you guys are talking about, they were considered a scam like last year. So I just still don't trust them at the moment. Only one I trust is FTMO, really. I think so. I don't know if you were on it, Patricia, or if it was someone else. I know Cheryl, if you guys remember Cheryl from like a long time ago, she was on the funded trader, I believe, when it first came out, and she got scammed as well. So we had actual members here in K2 who were scammed by the funded trader. So I wouldn't recommend using funded trader just yet. Yeah, no, you're fine, Peter. I know there's some confusion there, but that guy that interviews, he's not always very accurate about. The thing is, he's using these affiliate codes, so he's trying to promote these funding companies because he makes money off you guys. Like when you guys sign up to his through his affiliate codes. So I don't really trust like what his interviews a lot of times because he does test them out, but a lot of times they're one sided. Like he'll say a funding company is cool when they're not really that cool. Because he just wants you to sign up with his code. Yeah, Mace said market is so annoying right now. I agree, Mace. Trust me, I'm looking for an entry here, but we can't get anything here. Price is literally just going sideways. So I'm going to keep this up right here on the clean chart, just to show you guys where price keeps faking out. So price keeps bouncing around this area. Whenever it pulls out, it fakes out, right? Faked out right there, pulled back below, faked out right there, pulled below even lower, faked out right there. There's like 3 fake outs that happen around this point. But if you look at the bigger picture, price is really just going sideways within this zone that I drew about an hour ago. Right, Rick? But we'll keep watching. I mean, fortunately, there's nothing for us to take right here. There's more zones that are coming up around this area, but it's right around news price. So we can't even take trades around this area if we wanted to. So if we were to get a price to drop below here, we still wouldn't be able to take a trade because it's it's right at the it's right at the news price and opening price. Looks like these wick rejections off the structures look pretty solid at some point too, though. Patricia said she passed the funded trader and they wouldn't take her because they don't like scalpers. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, at some point I'll probably try some other options. But I mean MFF is still decent right now. Not great, but they're decent. All right. So let's see if the pivot's here. I'm looking at these pivot rejections because I know some of you guys do trade directly off these sometimes. I mean, they do work sometimes, I guess, but you're at that point, you're kind of forcing trades. But yeah, like pivot rejection here, strong candle. Full TP right there. Looks pretty solid overall. Price is like right at news price though. All right, back to normal charts. All right, so back to this over here, you can see price is still within this area. It just keeps bouncing back and forth in the area. But there's still no entries for us to take. So it looks like the bias is starting to shift towards a buy. However, no confirmation yet whether price is going to continue pushing. So price is pushing up higher right there. Looks like it might be trying to test the sessions. Let's see where it goes from here. Damn it, man. I keep trying to take these speculative trades in my. Okay, so I took another one right here. Took another speculative buy, and then I was in profit like over 1,000, and then it moved my stop loss in profit, only gave me 60. I should just exit these trades. When I see profit going to 1,000, I should just pull out. Because it's eating into my profits here. Let's see where I'm at. Marco's asking if anyone has ever used Surge Trader. So I've never used Surge Trader. I've actually never heard of them. So I'm not sure if anyone's heard of it. If you guys want to give some input on Surge Trader, I know there's a lot of people here in the group who try like a bunch of funding companies. I've kind of just stuck to a couple. Eunice is asking current candle SR rejection entry. So unfortunately not Eunice because it's right at the sessions. So yeah, it would be if it wasn't right at the sessions, but it's like literally at the sessions. So in order for it to push higher, it would have to cut through the sessions. So yeah, I mean, you are right. You did identify properly. It's just right at the session, so I wouldn't have taken it, but looks like it'll hit CP too. So Seth's responding to your question, Marco, about Surge Trader. He said they have delayed entries, really delayed entries. So I probably wouldn't use them personally. All right, so there we go. Price breaks above, and looks like price might be trying to reach the next area of price structure, which is going to be news price. So if you guys remember earlier, this is the news price that I marked up from this morning, 5:30. I said this is going to be the target price where price is going to reach if it does push above, right? And that's where price is going to. So we'll see where it goes from here. Next target price point is going to be the news price right here at 5:30. So see where this goes. Looks like price is getting to that point right there. Let's go over here. I think it's hitting the areas of liquidity. So let me clean this up. It did hit the area of liquidity right there. So I'll take these off right here because price is now above. So it did hit that area of liquidity right there. Rick said, I said I'm writing to London High, LOL. It didn't have my labels on. I meant Asia High. Yeah, I know. When you said that earlier, I was like, I don't know what Rick's talking about, but I figured you're talking about one of the sessions. Because I mean, obviously there's a lot of sessions right here. So the New York High and Asia High right here. Because the London High was like way down here. I was like, yeah, I don't know if you like mix them up. All right, so here we go. This price still bounces around this area. Price did not reach this price target right here. Looking for a possible entry. Okay, so like now that price is above this point, if we get a wick rejection off the structure right here with a moderate green candle, this could be a buy for a K2SR rejection entry. Turn off the annotation real quick. All right, so we're getting the wick rejection off the structure right there. We just want to make sure it doesn't touch the sessions right here. So we need a wick rejection with a moderate green candle. Yeah. So price came below here and it touched the sessions. So no entry off that. We'll see if price retraces down a little further. Yeah, DeJohn said, I see it pushing below sessions again, a little higher before going up. Yeah, I can see that too. So I'm all right if it sits around this point. We just need a wick rejection off the structure right here and a continued push up. If that happens, then we can possibly take it for an SR rejection scalp. It needs to stay above the zone though. So if it doesn't stay above the zone, then we're not going to have that rejection off the SR zone right there. Let's push up a little bit. We also need to make sure it doesn't come and touch the session. So again, prices just bounce around this area now. Looking at the profits over here, let's scroll up real quick. So let's see. So we got Mace over here. Mace says speculative trades, watching Sean's analysis. Nice work, Mace. Mace is currently up 2,221 for the day. Great work, Mace. So not bad for a choppy market this morning. DeJohn over here as well, 328. Nice work, DeJohn. And then we got Scotty over here currently up 1,375 for the day. Nice work, Scotty. So great work all around, guys. You know, as I mentioned, we just gotta wait for this to play out. CT said zone are off from yours. Oh, never mind. Okay, so he said they're good. Patricia over here posted some more profit. She said now done for the day. Locked in a total profit of 4,880 for the day. Nice work, Patricia. Not bad. All right, so I think that's it for the profits right now. If you guys are taking speculative trades off my analysis and you have profits post up, you know, feel free to post them in the group and we'll add them to the profit postings for today. But just a reminder, there's no official trades yet for the day, guys. We have news coming up here at 7:30. So we have to wait until 5 minutes before and after news before we can take any other trades. But we'll follow along to see if there's anything that we can take. At the moment, though, there's nothing for us right now because there's no direction and there's no actual entries for us to get into. Let's take a look at the sentiment real quick. Sentiment is currently 53% long. So 53% of retail traders are currently buying right now. That's not very many. So there's no real sentiment bias. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently down 34 points. So there's no bias here either. So it's neutral on both ends. Overall bias is currently neutral. Looking over here at the heat map, we'll refresh this. Heat map is currently, I mean, it's pretty red right now, but I don't think it really means anything when they're not very strong, right? They're just red, but they're not very deep in the red. So with that said, long-term bias, there's not really much of a long-term bias. Looking over here at short-term bias, it's currently bullish. And the reason for it being bullish is that the trend meter down here is green. The pivots over here are angling upwards, and the green pivot is over the red pivot. So with that said, we have a neutral long-term bias, bullish short-term bias at the moment. Patricia said, Sean, I'm getting off. I don't want to be tempted to trade anymore. LOL. Yeah, definitely, Patricia. I mean, you did pretty good for the day, so I would just call it a day for you as well. I'm going to hang on for a bit, but just keep in mind, guys, that there's news coming up right here at 7:30, so we cannot take trades between 7:25 and 7:35. So this whole area right here is the no trade area. Even if we get an entry, I wouldn't take the trade because we do have news coming up shortly. News at 7 o'clock is, or 7:30 is natural gas storage. It's low impact, but it's going to affect the market one way or another. So just keep that in mind. Let's see, CT sent me something real quick. Nice. So CT took a couple buys over here. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out why you took this buy right here, CT. Off this right here. So CT took a buy right here. I guess she took the rejection. Oh, is this an SR rejection? So you might have taken the SR rejection right there, but it was right at the session. So I personally wouldn't have taken it, but if you did take it, it looks good. Full TP immediately. Not bad. Let's see. Jeff said, still trying to trust the process and believing in myself. Yeah, no, definitely, Jeff. So Jeff over here is letting his trades run to full TP, full total profit of 652 for the day. Not bad. So you took about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades for the day. All wins, no losses. Pretty solid consistency there, Jeff. Just got to keep it up. Nice. Tasha over here as well just posted up her profit. She's currently up 249 for the day. Looks like you had a little accident there. Lost $2.24, but you made it right back right after. So solid work, Tasha. Nice work. Yeah. So you and Jeff are doing pretty good. I mean, you guys are trading on smaller accounts, but you guys are doing perfectly fine. So just keep it in mind. Patrick over here as well. He said done for the day. He's currently up 2,291 for the day. So pretty much all wins, no losses. Great work, Patrick. All right, nice work, guys. Yeah, CT said neutral sentiment, TP, no runners in and out. Yeah, that's smart, CT. I would probably, so for a day like this, when there's no actual bias in the market, I would just take TP, guys. I wouldn't really, I mean, I made the mistake of trailing my trades because I've trailed my trades about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've trailed 4 trades and I made less than what I could have. If I just had a TP there, I would have made well over 1,000 per trade. Unfortunately, I've been using the trailing stop and it's been stopping me out with like less profit. Like one account gave me like $60. I was up like almost 4,000 on that account because of slippage. So I think that's the key thing to understand too. When the market doesn't give you a direct bias, it's best to just pull out instead of using a trailing stop. It's just not worth the risk because I lost out a lot of profit today by getting greedy, I guess. I mean, I still made profit, but it could have been better, a lot better. want to see what MFF is giving me though. Still screwed me up over here. Yeah, exactly. CT said exactly. Let market tell you when to run, when to take hits. Yeah, I agree. 100% CT. I wasn't really thinking about it today because of, obviously how the market's been moving. But yeah, no, definitely agree with you. Let me check my MFF to see if they've screwed me over again today. Last couple trades were a little better, but they still screwed me over, made less profit than I should have. So I will, once we get off the live today, I will, or I'll just take screenshots right now so I can show you guys currently. So I'm just going to show you guys the trades from the live session because I did take a trade yesterday during Asia. I don't want to show you guys that because I'm not trying to sorry, I'm lost my train of thought. I'm not trying to show you guys that you should trade during Asia because I still think Asia is a bad session to trade. So I'm just going to show you the trades that I took this morning, the speculative trade that I took, and you'll see the difference between my accounts, between my FTMO and MT4. So I'm just going to screenshot the ones from this morning. I did take one trade during Asia because I don't want you guys to think that I keep trading during Asia because I keep getting questions from people like, hey, can you trade live during Asia? Like I hate trading during Asia. The only time I trade during Asia is when I FOMO into trades or if I see something that's really good. Still no entries for us to take right now, guys, because of news. Check my second MFF. And you guys will see a huge difference in profits across my accounts. All right, so let me just go over here and show you guys what I took for today. None of these trades are going to be official trades. They're just kind of trades that I've speculatively entered. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand that. Just to be transparent with you guys, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm taking these trades and I'm counting them as results, but I'm not. These trades are just trades on my own personal trades. One second. All right, so price is still pushing above right here. There's nothing that we could take because it's still within the parameters of 5 minutes. We're getting close to it though. So once it's done, I'll show you guys. Okay, so here are my trades, or my speculative trades, I should say. For today so far. All right, so let me show you guys what I logged in. So here are the trades just from this morning. I had to cut off one of the trades because it was from Asia session, but these are just the ones from this morning. So here's the trades I told you that I took. You can see the red strips here, but I did make profit because I was using a trailing stop. I should have used a TP because all of these should have been 1,000 each if I use a TP because my trailing stop was 100 pips. So what happens is when it reaches 100 pips, it moves my stop loss in profit, right? So if I just let them hit TP, I would have been perfectly fine. Unfortunately, I made the dumb mistake of letting them run and I only locked in partial profit here. Like this technically should have been 1,400. This should have been 1,700. This should have been 1,060. But unfortunately, me being the greedy self that I am today, I let them run and I made partial profit. So this is my main account. You can see the strips there because this is where the trades execute. Here's my FTMO copier. I locked in some solid profits as well. You guys can see the huge difference. I made 70 off this, made 470 off this, made 560 off this, 710 off this, 410 off this, 60 off this. So you can see the huge discrepancy between profits. But here's the main thing that screwed me up: my FTM, my MFF. My MFF over here, I locked in. So I locked in 470 right here. My MFF gave me 590 negative. That's like it's like a whole, I mean, it's a lot of profit right there that I was missed out on. Same with the other trades. I made 710 off here, 210 off here, 410 off here, 160 off here. A lot of slippage both ways. This MFF count didn't hit me as hard. I only lost 140 off that one, but should have been profit. And same with this last one over here. So these are just the trades that I took off my analysis this morning. No official trades, but just based off analysis. I'll just put a little description here. Trades taken on the live session. My analysis. All right, so as you guys can see, you know, if I'm taking speculative trades, I can make a lot of profits here as well. The thing that I want to remind you guys is that don't worry if you guys aren't profiting with us off these trades. If you guys continue to listen to the mentoring, or not mentoring sessions, to these live sessions, and you guys listen for where I say price is going to go, you guys will start to pick up where these speculative trades are going, because we don't have any official trades yet. These are all speculative entries, just based off my analysis. If I think price is going to a structure, I'll just write a price to that point with a trailing stop, or at this, you know, for today, I should have used a TP. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to learn how to do this stuff, just rewatch the live session. It's like, after the live session is done, what you guys can always do is just rewatch the live session after and identify my analysis, right? Because typically I'll tell you what's going to happen. Like, for example, if I see price going one way or the other, let me just use this as an example right here. I'll just replay it. So earlier this session, I was telling you guys that when I see a buy signal like this and I see price shifting up, obviously I wouldn't take it right there because the trend meter is red. But when price started shifting over here and started to push up higher, or let me see another one, because this is one that I actually took. Let me see. I took a buy here at 658. Right, so let me just go up a little bit. All right, so the reason why I took the buy there was because we had a bullish momentum here. Trend meter was green, pivots right here were shifting to the upside, and I was anticipating price to push up to this session right here, right? So that's why I took this trade over here for a buy. Right here at 658. I took that there because I saw the retracement and I saw price was going to fill this candle right here and possibly reach that point. So I took the buy there and then I wrote it up. And unfortunately, when price spiked back down right here, it stopped me out in profit. So I entered right here. I was in profit about like 400 pips. So I was up like 4,000. On this trade right here, my trailing stop didn't work because I forgot to turn it on. So unfortunately, I was in profit like 4,000 right here. And I should have been able to lock in like at least 3,000 because the trailing stop would be following it. I had to manually move my stop loss in profit, and that's why it pulled back and kicked me out at 470. So, you know, it's all going to come with practice, guys. So just a matter of listening for my analysis and entering trades based off it. So, Rick, your Asia high hit. I just saw your message right there. Did you get pulled out, Rick, or did you hold on to it? So I think Rick probably passed his phase too. So you should have. Nice. Marco's asking, when are we planning the marathon trading day? I know, right? I'm gonna have to be mentally prepared for that day. You know, we'll probably plan that day around like a day where it's actually very volatile. Like for today, it doesn't look like a good day. right? Because price is so stuck in between all these sessions. I think we got to do it day by day. Like if I see the market looking really good one day and it's far away from all the sessions and news price and all that stuff, then we can probably keep trading, after the session. For today, though, it doesn't look really good because we have news coming up here at 8 o'clock. It is Fed week, and we have all of these sessions here. So if I was to hang on the chart with you guys, like it just wouldn't make sense, right? Because we have all of this stuff right here, like just a bunch of red flags. So it just wouldn't make sense. So definitely not today, Marco, but one of these days we'll identify the charts. If the charts look good and it hits 8 o'clock and I'm like, the market still looks good, then I'll keep trading. But I think for today, definitely not, not a good day to be trading, or this week at that, because it's just, we got Fed week. I don't think there's anything after the 8 o'clock time today, but yeah, Friday we have Fed member George speaking, Fed member Waller, etc. It's just Fed week. Let me check the news for next week. It's also holiday week too, so not necessarily the best time to be trading like that. Looks like next week might be pretty volatile. It's inflation week. So they got CPI news, core CPI, CPI, PPI, GDP, core PPI. So next week's gonna be pretty volatile, or I'm hoping it will be. So I don't know, maybe a day next week, we'll see if we can do that. Marco said, I'm gonna ask every week. Just kidding, or am I? Yeah, no, definitely. We'll check every morning. So every morning before the live session starts, we'll see where the sessions are sitting. If they're all bunched up in one area like this and price pushes away. So here's one thing that I would have been okay with. So you guys can see how all the sessions are like below this area. If market opened here and we were like way up here already, and price just kept moving this way, then I would have been okay to trade there because there's no red flags, right? We could just keep trading around this area. But unfortunately, price opened right here, and there was a bunch of sessions here, a bunch of sessions down here. Just wasn't a good time. Wasn't a good time at all. Rick said, if you never asked for anything with all the versions. I know, right? Rick, let's see what else we've got over here. Rick said kept it going in and out, only made 3K. I mean, 3K is better than nothing, so you did good off that. Kenny said, Sean, do you think the market will start moving better next week? I mean, I don't know, Kenny. We're still in summer. So summer doesn't end until September 22nd. So we're still in the summer season right now. So I can't tell you what's going to happen next week. It's going to happen the week after that. I mean, I wish I could, right? If I could tell the future and I can tell you, Kenny, the market is going to be great on September 25th, right? That'd be amazing, but I can't do that. I'm not a fortune teller. So unfortunately, I can't tell you if the market's going to be good tomorrow, whether it's going to be good next week. You just got to take it day by day. If that was the case, everybody would be great at trading, right? You know exactly when to trade, but I can't do that. So, I mean, it's like the same question Steven asked me. See where Steven is? Steven here? Like Steven asks me every night. He's like, Sean, do you think the market's gonna be good tomorrow? Bro, I don't know. I wish I knew, because then I'd be on the market all day. But Steven asks me that like every night. Sean, do you think the market's gonna be good tomorrow? You think the breakout's gonna be good tomorrow? I honestly don't know. If I knew, then I would put all my money on that one trade. Peter said next Wednesday at 3 p.m. we'll hit all-time high. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Maddie said he'll 1,000 lot it. Yeah, no, I'm messing with you guys. Obviously, I wish I could do that. Like I could foretell what's going to happen tomorrow or a week from now, but we really don't know. So that's the key thing about understanding how to read the markets, right? If you can read the markets and see how the market's moving for the day or for the week, that's going to be your ticket to having a great week ahead of you. Natasha said, "Oh well, tell Steven to leave you alone." Now Steven's taking a break right now, unfortunately. So Steven's not here right now. Steven went against what I told him. I don't know where he's at. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Steven is like, okay, so this is basically me and Steven's conversation yesterday. Steven made his profit yesterday, right? He said, I don't see much progress by the end of the week. I'll wait 2 weeks so I can get a free repeat or more time. So I was like, okay, it sounds like a good plan. Steven took a trade yesterday. He won. I told him to call it a day. He says, I'll just wait for a free repeat. This is 8:44. He said, I'll be back September 21st, or I'll just buy a new challenge before then. He messages me 2 minutes later. I got FOMO and failed my challenge again. Should have just waited till September 21st. When does summer markets end so I can continue? And I'm like, dude, he was doing so good. Like he was about to, well, he was already at break even, but he literally blew his account in like 2 minutes after he said he was going to be done. So I mean, unfortunately, he's having issues with like FOMO, revenge trading, etc. So I think, you know, he needs to like, and it's not just him, like a lot of people are in the same position as him. You guys have to like understand where your problems are. Like Steven understands his problems are FOMOing and revenge trading. If he can just like get that out of the way and stop doing that, he can do perfectly fine. But yeah, unfortunately, he's taking a break right now. So not a bad thing. It's a good thing because he needs to check himself, right? He needs to make sure that he doesn't make the same mistake that he's been making for the past couple months now. He's always in a rush. Like, yeah, what Peter said. Peter said, I think he sees everyone's profits and he's trying to rush to reach there. Yeah, because he messaged me on Monday and he said, hey, Sean, I got 3 weeks to pass my challenge. You think that's enough time? I was like, that's all the time you get, bro. I don't know. I don't know how much more time you can get because they give you 3 weeks to pass your challenge to begin with. So yeah, you know, he's definitely in a rush. Because he just bought his challenge and he said, Sean, I got a whole month. You think I can pass my challenge within that time? I'm like, bro, you have to pass your challenge. Go, well, what other options do you have? So yeah, he'll be back. I mean, don't worry, Steven will be back. He always comes back. But he did message me another so he said he found an EA that can pass his challenge for him. So he said he's gonna try out that EA and then he's gonna come back after. I already know he's gonna blow his account, so just see him back here in about a couple of weeks with another blown account. It's like I know Steven's cycle. He goes back to K2, he blows his account on his own, then he finds a company that says they'll pass his FTMO, they'll scam him, comes back to FTMO, he comes back to K2 like 2 weeks later, and it's like, damn, I should have listened to you. I'm like, yeah, you should have listened to me, bro. But it's okay. I mean, he's on his own path, but he'll be back in a couple of weeks. I already know it. I'll have to message him later. Yeah, Brock said these bots aren't intelligent. Yeah, no, but Steven's a good guy. If you guys have been part of K2 for a while, you guys know Steven. He's our class clown here in K2. He's got a lot of jokes. He's like Rick, but not. Rick has different types of jokes. I'm messing with you, Rick. But yeah, no, I'll message him right now. He said, I should have been patient for 3 more weeks to be sure this EA actually works. If I don't pass the challenge, then I'll be back in K2. Yeah, I'll just message him right now. Sounds good, Steven. Yeah, Rick's asking if Steven ever talked to Putin. If you guys were trading with us during like the Ukraine war, Steven said he was going to call up Putin because he knows him like that and tell him to stop the war so that we can continue trading. Yeah, no, he probably did. It's probably why nothing's going on in the news right now. All right, guys. So enough jokes aside, but there's nothing going on in the market. So I know we're messing around right now. We're kind of joking around, but there's nothing going on. So realistically, even if there was a trade here, it's right at the sessions. So we wouldn't be able to take anything even if we wanted to. There's like one possible entry right here, but the wick was too big on the top side. So we wouldn't be able to take that, but it looks like it would have hit TP. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else here for us to take. This one right here is a doji. No entry off that. No wick rejection off this candle. This one right here looks kind of okay, but the wick on top's a bit big. So it'd be considered a doji as well. This one right here as well. I mean, all these candles here, they keep coming up, but they're all like dojis. So like, for example, there's one right here. could have been taken if it wasn't so big of a wick on top. This one right here is a doji. If the wick on top wasn't so big, could have taken that as well. Same with this one. Same with this one. This one right here actually would have been okay, but it was right at the news price right there, so we couldn't take that either. This one right here as well. This one would have been good, but it was right at news price. So news happened right here at 6:30. I'll mark up news price as well off that candle there. So unfortunately, nothing that we can take at that point. So I mean, well, there's a bunch of entries here that came up. They're just right at the news price. So this is what I was talking to Marco about earlier. Like if there was no news here and there was no sessions here, this would be perfect. I'd probably stay on the session for you guys like for another hour and continue trading. But at the moment, there's nothing going on. And it looks like price might just be diving back into this area here where we can't take any trades to begin with. So yeah, Pat said Steven is a censored version of Brick. A joke wise, not trading. Let's see. Pat said I actually took that entry 2 minutes before news for 1,100. Was risky, but was straight up 1 minute snipe. Yeah, no, definitely, Pat. And I saw that as well. The one that was right here, right? This one looked really good. So I would have taken this with you, Pat, but yeah, it was right at news price, which is right there, unfortunately. So nice profit off that. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. But yeah, you know, just a heads up, you know, don't fall into the same downward spiral that Steven's going through, right? Don't look for a shortcut for passing your challenge because the shortcut's not there. I know you guys have probably seen a lot of advertisements for like EAs that'll pass your challenge for you. Yeah, it might pass your challenge for you. Like you might get lucky and it might pass your challenge for you, but once you get funded, you can't use that bot anymore. So if you can't trade to get funded, you're not going to be able to trade to stay funded. So just keep that in mind. That's why I emphasize actually teaching you guys how to trade, read charts, and how to use my analysis to your advantage, because it helps you as a trader, right? It helps you understand, it helps you build your trade psychology. The main reason a lot of people don't have good trade psychology is because they don't know what they're doing. I mean, if you guys knew what you're doing, you would feel confident about all the trades that you enter, and you wouldn't feel scared or nervous. That's why I don't do signals anymore, because yeah, sure, my signals were good, but half of the people didn't know what they were doing. And it's just not the way to go if you guys want to do this long term. So we got a pending buy signal right here. See where it closes around this point. Yeah, Marco said patience, confidence, and paying attention on the live mentoring session. That's key. That's exactly what it is, guys. If you guys can pay attention, focus, understand what I'm trying to teach you guys, you know, your potential is really endless. Like Marco over here, right? Marco joined K2 like a couple months ago. He has about like 3 funded accounts. He just put his 2 weeks notice into his job yesterday. He's gonna be trading full time with us. You know, it just goes to show, like, if you could put in the work and focus, it could literally make all the difference. So yeah. Marco here joined in July a couple months ago. He's now got 1 accelerated account with MFF that he just keeps scaling up, and then he has 2 funded accounts as well. And from this point, just stacking up. So yeah, definitely congrats to you, Marco. That's a big accomplishment. I mean, getting funded that quickly and being consistent, like it's unheard of for a lot of people, right? All I can say is that you just got to stay consistent with it. You know, don't get that new trader high where you think you're like unstoppable, because you gotta be real with yourself. I mean, your poker background is beneficial because you understand the risk. Yeah, Marco said I'm also a great poker player, so I had money to back up putting too. Yeah, exactly. So now you got you got poker, plus you got this, plus you got all your other stuff too. So no, I'm happy for you though. I'm glad to see that. All right, so we got this is a momentum entry, but it's not one that I would take. It's a pivot scalp entry because it's above the pivots. We have a green buy signal, trend meter's green. This is a classic buy entry for a scalp, not one that I would take because, as I mentioned, the market isn't really moving directional yet. It's going back and forth, although it did hit full TP right away. So if you guys are curious what this entry was, this was an intraday scalp. Reason for that is because we have a valid green momentum signal here, trend meter is green. So that's one strategy. Another strategy that came up off this candle was a pivot scalp entry. And the reason why it's a pivot scalp is because we have a green momentum that's valid right here. And it's above the pivots. So that's a two entries or two strategy entries off one candle, which aligned right there. It would have been a pivot scalp too. I mean, it would have been a high-low scalp if this here closed, but it didn't. So that would have made it a triple confluence. All right. So here goes Rick. Rick said pass phase 2 in 1 day. Thanks, Sean, for your analysis. Yeah, definitely, Rick. So Rick over here passed this challenge, another funded account under Rick's belt. So let's keep it up, Rick. Let's just keep up the consistency this time. No more gambling with these entries here. I think my analysis is helping you a lot though, because I know before you would take trades that were just like back to open, right? You would just take random back to open trades. Now that you have my analysis really telling you where price is going, it helps you a lot with, you know, choosing your direction. So great work, Rick. Rick locked in 4,157 off this account, and he's locked in another funded account there. Patrick was asking if this was a possible high-low scalp. So yeah, if it closed above and this here establishes a high, then it would have been high-low, but it didn't close. Yeah, like you said. So no high-low off there. Let me see any other profits here before we continue on. Valentine as well, currently up 3,811. Nice work, Valentine. All wins, no losses. Actually, you have one loss here. Small loss though. Recovered on the next trade. So great work right there, Valentine. Up about 4,000 almost off this account. Maddie over here as well. He took the rejection off the 5-minute high. Total profit of 1,080 for the day. So nice work, Maddie. All right, solid. So I think that's about it. If you guys have any other profits to post up, feel free. It's getting close to 8 right now, so it looks like we'll be wrapping this up soon. Unfortunately, no official entries for the day because there's so many red flags where the price is currently at. I mean, there's still a lot of red flags right here. Asia high, New York high, news, Asia low, some more news down here, opening price, and the London high right here. So it doesn't look like we're going to get any entries anytime soon. So there's no point in really like straggling on here. But it does. So here's the good thing. It looks like price is starting to move somewhat directional, not very directional, but it is moving somewhat directional. I'll show you here on the clean chart. It's a lot easier to see. Just take everything off the chart real quick. All right. So market opened right here at 6:30, right? I'm just going to show you right here where it wasn't directional. So it's tough right here. Because price was consolidating right there. Another huge area of consolidation right here. Pushed up again right here. So as you can see, price isn't necessarily, it looks like it's moving directional if you look at just from a bird's eye view from where price is currently at. But realistically, there's all of these areas of consolidation. So it's not really directional yet, but it looks like it's starting to get to that point, which is a good thing because once price starts moving very directional, we can start taking, you know, the other strategies like the variations, pivot scalps, momentum entries, etc. But if you can see from here, so it looks like price is moving directional from here because it looks like price is just going up. But if you actually break it down like here, you can see that price isn't really moving directional. It'll go sideways, break out, go sideways, break out, go sideways, break out, but it's not a continuous push, to the upside. So we're still in the summer season right now. Summer ends on September 22nd. So hopefully by then, we'll be able to take, trades that are a lot smoother. Like price was actually moving directional right here during London. This is an actual directional movement. But then once we entered New York session, I went right into consolidation phases. So, all right. So I think that's about it, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat right now. Otherwise, we will be back tomorrow for Friday's live trading session as we wrap up the trading week. But for today, no official trades, unfortunately, guys. I wish there was one that we count and take. I did take some speculative trades, so I did make some profit today. However, none of these trades are going to count towards, any of the profits for the week because these are just trades on my own. So unless there's any other questions, guys, we're going to wrap this up for the day. If you guys have anything else, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. I'm still in the process of rebranding. I got a lot of meetings to go to today, tomorrow, this whole week, actually, to wrap up the whole rebranding process and close up this nightmare that I've been running through for the past couple months or past couple years, a year, actually. Hopefully we can put this behind us and then we can just continue moving forward with no longer K2, but we'll be calling ourselves Kodi Kai from now on. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the next live session as we wrap up the trading week. So have a great rest of your morning, guys. And if you don't have to trade, just sit out the market,